Pretty sure we're back at it again. It's Friday. And we're doing the first ever live stream from an AirPod case, IRL stream. So, welcome to the live. It's lit. It's what it looks like. You know, streaming from the new iPod case. We got first dibs on it. Who owns Apple? I don't know, but we got first dibs on it. But yeah, so we're looking for sponsors for the event. What was on your mind about that?
I'm not trying to talk right now. I'm trying to prompt.
Okay, so he's prompting right now. Read the message. Read the message D'Angelo sent me. I'm gonna pull the chat up. Hold on, I want to pull the chat up. I don't know. Well, there you go, chat. There you go, chat. What's good, chat? Live chat. What's good with your live chat? Pull the message up. D'Angelo sent me. Fantastic opportunity for your company. Your goal of our is a drug consumer. Okay. That's cool. I think we'll just have to revise it, like Tylo talked about.
Send that to Tylo.
Well, you send it to Tylo. You know?
What is it?
It's a text message or not even a text message. It's a prompt. What we're gonna tell people whenever we call them sponsors.
You can make it sound better.
But yeah. So I just want to say I've had a dope week, man. Going to the Young Nudie show. What else did we do? Oh, having that meeting, going to the Young Nudie show, experiencing that. We lined out a couple things, made a couple dope connections there for sure. This is obviously out before the Young Nudie content that's going to come out, but, we're going to be dropping that soon. We got some cool stuff for y'all guys. I did, anyways. We did, me, D'Angelo. Dope experience. Venue could have been better. Venue was real strict. That's just part of it, though. Learning experience. Good learning experience. But, yeah. We're going to touch back in OKC with Young Nudie Sunday. We got the green light on this event for NWA in Fayetteville. Shout out West End for letting us throw this event there, which is dope, which is real dope. Don't want to give away too much, but yeah. We got a lot of things coming up. We got a lot of dope stuff coming up, bro. Turn up. It's lit. We chilling in the studio right now, literally vibing. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe all the time. What if Krishan Rock actually came out with a fire song, with like a hit? Wonder what it'd sound like. What if her and Glorilla did a song? Hey, you see where Boosie named his dog Glorilla? He's like, sit down, Glorilla. He called his dog. He named his dog Glorilla, dude. He's like, sit down, Glorilla. He's like, you acting just like Glorilla. Sit down, Glorilla. That shit was funny, man. Boosie crazy, man. Boosie is crazy. Boosie wild, man.
Okay, so obviously this is like, come here, D. This is obviously super rough because I was just strictly using the email. But essentially,
Hmm.
such a simple task. But you see what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, basically we're showing D'Angelo,
buzz.
what is it,
Pretty
Chat
much what you sent to me.
Chat
But it's
GPT or
formatted to where
the AI chat. If you guys don't know about that, it's pretty dope. You should look into it. The
obviously this is like
Ooh.
instead of
Yeah.
theme nights, it would be the specific
The
one,
Pacific, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
hmm.
But I does the event thing, yeah, I got it
Yeah.
like that. I like that.
So I just say, uh,
Yeah, I really like the Chat GPT. It's a dope tool, bro. So for anybody out there that doesn't know, what is it? It's openchat.ai or something like that. And Talo obviously just figured out that there's a version I guess you could purchase, and it's
I
like
knew that there was a plus, but yeah, it just has more capabilities.
more capabilities connected straight to the internet,
I don't think that's true.
or it's maybe just live updated,
I just figured it out. I don't think that's true.
more frequently version maybe. But overall, I think it's dope.
Let's see, this is why
I think it's dope.
3.3 is like, this is why you would get plus. Because shit like that, you run into shit like this with the, let me see. So essentially, so watch, I'll just do this. This is good though.
Yeah,
It's
more.
like however long it took you to type that out though, like,
It could be done in a second.
yeah, you know. As long as you give it the main information it needs.
Yeah, ChatGPT or whatever, go crazy, man. I rock with it. I rock with it. It's like a dope. It's like it's like having a spoon to eat mashed potatoes. You know what I'm saying? Just makes everything easier. I guess you could eat them with a fork, but you know, it could be thick, thick like mashed potatoes. Dude, like AI, I wonder what the future is with AI. You know, I wonder what things are going to be It's going to be implemented in.
Literally everything. Literally
It's like
everything.
we're gonna be. It's gonna be like a super Google, I guess is what. It's like a super engine.
It's crazy when you talk about like when people think of things of the future, like the gadget stuff, right? Like let's say if it was a sci-fi thing, they'll have like a device to where they can walk up to any plant, scan it, and it'll tell you what it is, what it's made of, how it grows, and all that.
That's
If you
crazy.
think about it, this is kind of the opening format to such technology.
Yeah, you could go scan something. That's crazy.
I mean, there's information, like we can already get through that, right? It's just
Yeah.
having it all in one place.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you scan the plant. That's fucking crazy.
On Google's, like Google has their search app, like their actual application. There's on that you can use their camera feature.
Yeah, I do that
Like,
sometimes.
like what kind of apple is this?
Yeah.
You know what
Or
I
if
mean?
you needed to translate a language or
Yeah.
stuff like that, yeah.
Which is crazy, but it's just like, yeah, if it has all of that, if an application is developed that has all that information at its fingertips, aka access to the internet,
Mm-hmm.
which is, yeah, like you said, this is like the beginning kind of stages to that. Let me try this.
Dope. I wonder if Apple's really reaching with putting the screen on the AirPod case.
Why would you do that?
I mean, that they're doing that.
I'm trying to understand why.
The new
Yeah,
AirPod
like-
case, and what's funny is if you look at the AirPod case, it says like it has like the song, and it has like you
Just
could
watch your
pause
phone, like
it, or you could slide, or it just has like the basic features of like the screen on on your whenever you.
Apple Watch with the
It's
headphones.
yeah, it's
Like,
it's like literally they're
like,
gonna put
wow,
a
though.
screen on the AirPod
Wouldn't that just
case.
increase the cost of the AirPod?
And like what else? So what if you're like, I guess you could maybe, what if you could able like take a phone call on the case or something? It's like,
That's just like extra.
or you could just text on it or something. It's kind of like the screen on the front of your phone though.
I could see them putting
It's like you have the littlest screen on the front of your phone. Like what can you really use that for?
You can use it for a lot. You really can.
So is that what Apple's thinking?
I'll see them putting a whole nother screen on the back of the phone before doing that with the case. I just don't know why they would put it on the back of the phone like that. But I can see them doing that before putting it on the.
Okay, yeah, but still, I mean, I don't know about the back of the phone.
I mean, let's be real. A lot of people lose those headphones anyway. Like.
Yeah.
And people end up losing the cases as well.
I know. It's like you're gonna put a screen on this thing.
Unless they need to put like a.
Like I'm not gonna lie though, it is kind of fire.
It is kind of fire.
It is kind of fire, dog.
To come with something to
like, cause you're gonna be able to like pull your case out and like pick your song that way. I guess you don't have to move your phone.
Yeah.
You can just.
But one of the joys,
have your case on you.
But one of the joys of having those pods with the case is that you can be a little rough with the case. You can just throw it in your pocket.
Or like, what if your phone is dead and your case is charged though? You know, and you could like play the music off your case, but your phone's dead.
Oh, I think it's fucking extra.
And how would your case go? That's just gonna be big.
So what's the future now? It's like, all right, it's like the next tech company's like, dude, Apple's putting the case on the AirPod case, huh? Putting a screen on the AirPod case. Okay, well, listen, this is what we're gonna do. All right, well, what are we gonna do? We're gonna put a screen on the back of our cell phone now. It's a double-sided cell phone.
Actually,
you don't even got to worry about. You ain't got to worry about what side your cell phone's on. It's a double-sided phone.
No, what would be dope?
That would be crazy.
If they had on the case, you had a screen.
I promise you, in the next 5 years, you're gonna see a double-sided cell phone. You heard it right here.
Why? Why?
For no reason. Dang! Shout out Kuda.
Cell phones are gonna be obsolete in the next 5 years.
That's
what are we going to after cell phones though? What are we gonna?
It's gonna be glass.
Yeah.
Glass.
It'll be AR. Glass. Everybody wears glasses.
Glasses.
Put on your glasses, you can access everything.
Okay, so it's gonna be like a. Okay.
You're gonna. I mean, I was even over here. Like, I was looking at myself yesterday or the other day because I was in here in the morning and I had my laptop here, had my phone like set up here. You know what I mean? Like watching something or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like it'll be like that, except it's not gonna be.
Cause see, on the VR set, you can do all the you can have it laid out so you have a laptop right here, your phone access right here. You got a whole dash. Yeah.
But the only thing is just wearing the VR.
But see, I think with the glasses, it's gonna bring that technology to it, to where you're gonna have like these floating panels, and like the Oculus has hand tracking, so where you don't have to use the remote, you can just use your hands. So
what?
So they'll be able to put that technology into those Google glasses to where you can just point out and just.
Spatial labs are developing.
Tyler said, "Why with a double-sided phone?" That was good. He's like, "Why?"
But I do say
that's funny though, double-sided phone.
But I do think with the case, if they just have it to where there's a screen that you could fully customize your EQ settings, your sound settings, to where it's like you're damn near at a producer level.
Like on a screen on the case.
Yeah. I can see them doing that with it, but other than that.
I really don't understand either, but I think it's just like, it's like, are they reaching? You know, going back to the initial question was like, are they reaching with this? I think, yeah. Kind of like what Tyler said, you know, if we're really moving in a more advanced technical future, you know, way more advanced technical future like that, yeah.
What did you just say?
Like more advanced, like
I didn't say that.
Well, like, you know, because you said like, you know, it's gonna be glass. You know, we're not gonna have a phone anymore. Yeah. So it's like, are they reaching?
I think,
you know, he didn't say it just like that, but I guess like that's how I took it. Was like, yeah, you know, I guess he's right. You know, we're gonna be moving towards a no phone zone.
Now I will say this though,
after
like glasses, it's gonna come.
They're gonna be able to put a contacts in our eye, or.
They're developing. I feel like me personally, I'd rather just have a glass. Then not have anything like on me.
Yeah.
I can't even put contacts in right now. That's why I
big fact.
Because I can't do the contacts.
Right.
I start blinking fast as fuck, and I'm like, come on, stay open. I can't do it.
At that point, it's like, damn. I don't know. But yeah, it's gonna be it's an augmented future. We're gonna have an augmented future. There's no way around that. And that's gonna be like people like tripping on VR, but AR. I feel like AR is gonna be, because it's the most practical thing, especially for somebody that's like somebody like me, for instance. That like I'm not trying to like immerse myself in a place that's not real. I'd rather be like, if I'm gonna be in that type of future. I'd rather have
It integrated
this
with
AR type of feature where it's like you're just augmenting the real world rather than like putting yourself in a completely virtual
Right.
space.
Okay.
'Cause that's when, for me, that's when it gets like, you know,
and with this,
'cause we're already augmented. Like I could be in the forest with the phone. Like that's augmentation.
Okay.
Like playing music in the forest. That's something we could not do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like years ago. So it's like it's already augmented. It's just gonna be levels from that. Now there's gonna be people that I feel like are in the virtual space and that fuck with that, especially like the gaming community. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but I think we
It'll
gotta
take Pokemon Go to another level.
augmented just has more application in like the real world
Mm-hmm.
than a completely virtual space does.
Yeah.
That fucking video of you in the car with the
The Oculus
last
on.
one.
Yeah, dude. It was like a moment. It was like everybody in the back sleeping.
Everybody's chilling. It's like,
And then it's like D'Angelo in the front seat with the Oculus on.
where
It's like,
are you right now?
dude, this dude is
Yeah,
really
dude.
like in the
What are
zone
you
somewhere.
I was watching and researching Lil Nudie Young Nudie, because I don't really know much about him.
Yeah.
So I watched like a documentary on him and I read some reports on him and shit.
And it's just funny though. That's like it was because it's like it was a weird moment for me, and I think that it was weird because it's like I don't know. It's just different. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like I guess. Something I'm gonna get used to seeing. Maybe, like you said, in the future, it's not gonna be this big headset. It's gonna be more simplified technology.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was just funny to see because it's like you don't see that very much. And then I watched a video after that, Lou Ratchet video. So shout out Lou Ratchet, but it was a video about like people that are like stuck, I guess, in the VR, and then like he just riffed it on that, and then the dude was wearing the VR out in public, or he was trying to wear it while he was driving, or something funny, and it just kind of it was just funny, like to see that. It's like that's part of it. That's why it's kind of goofy. It's like this big headset, but
Yeah.
you do kind of step into another place,
Yeah.
and when you come out of that headset, you're like, oh, you're kind of back in like, so I guess.
Yeah.
It being simplified to wearing glasses or an Oculus or whatever it is, yeah, it's like it was funny how it's like that video, but it was in reality like we make fun of it now, but in 5-10 years that's what will work. I guess what it might be more simplified technology that is that is advanced. Yeah,
It's hazardous to like be completely.
I will say.
Mad at niggas just walking around blind. Like,
well,
walking in.
I feel like it's gonna be I feel like
you've seen videos of like people playing. He's like people like playing like boxing games and shit. Like
hit the wall, hit the TV and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that shit's crazy.
Dude, I've seen it. That
designated state, which I guess you kind
You
of
also
mark
have
out
to,
your.
yeah. And then you can do a pass-through feature to where you can see the game, but you can also see reality.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh okay.
But still, yeah, that's crazy. But check this. This is very, very simple, but even just like.
Yeah, on chat. He's still on Chat GPT. Doing the thing.
That's easier to read.
Right.
So it just took exactly what you had. It was like, boom. All right.
Yeah, the Oculus is crazy.
You see what I'm saying though? As far as just like formatting and shit like that.
Scroll up and read it out.
Yeah,
Pretty
Chat
sure
GPT
it's
is so dope for creators. You know what I mean? It helps with so many things. Give me a few examples it helps with, Talo. What does it help with?
I mean,
Like off the rip.
it's literally like
Bios.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
anything, just like writing, like simple tasks that like we don't feel like we spend a lot of time doing.
Mhm.
Like, for instance, I guess like
Certain emails, I guess.
like writing emails. A lot of people do it for that. Like
Writing emails.
writing content.
Writing
like,
content.
But it's like you have to understand how to prompt them correctly, because if
Mhm.
you don't know how to prompt it right, you're gonna get generic ass like responses from it.
Yeah.
So it's like
So learning the program, learning
yeah, like that's
how
a,
to ask it.
I feel like that's a whole like
That's what you mean by prompt, right? Like how to ask it. Okay.
like that's a whole like job force in itself that's gonna emerge as people that understand how to talk to these systems in order to get the best results. Because it's a skill in its own, is to know like, okay, I want you to write an email for me, but I want you to write it in this tone, this style, this length. I want you to include this type of, it's like, you gotta tell it all these things. And it's like,
What if
Making it more
what if
personal.
you're like, all right, write this out in a 62-second and fifth in Philly accent, and it's like chat the chat GPT writes it out and then it gives it to you in the tone like, hey, how you doing? I'm Ronnie. I work down the road from you. Listen. Like
that's the crazy too,
it
is
writes it out in the lingo of that area.
There's,
Like
like-
that's so crazy to think
they have
about.
plugins and shit now to where like you can hook up the API to. You could completely you could hook it up to like generate a script for you. Take that script, input it into another language model that's doing voice.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have it.
Yeah.
Because there's AI models that are copying vocals.
Yeah.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Or like
You can have it.
generating vocals.
You can have it. 'Cause I know there's one that got also got different types of models and shit.
Mhm.
So you can have like a person, even though it's a fake person, but a person can actually speak what you just sped it to.
It's kind of scary though, a little bit thinking about that.
It is, but I mean it's dope.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's
Cool.
all application, right? It's
Cool.
like,
Good's gonna come from it, just like the bad's gonna come from it.
steel can make a bucket or steel can make a sword, but it's all about how you use the steel.
Mhm.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
Could feed the village or it could kill the village, but it just depends on who's.
I hope we caught that. That was a good,
Yeah.
whatever that was. No, but I guess you're right. You know how to ask it, how to do it, and then what it's good for. These are things that like people don't know this, bro.
It's been doing crazy shit for.
You know what I mean? And it's actually, what is it called? It's called
It's GPT.
Chat GPT.
Yeah.
And it's
It's like if you haven't heard about this shit by now, it's like, bro, what are you?
and a lot of people haven't, bro. And I think like
It's been everywhere. At least on my feed, bro. I see it all the fucking time. But
Like,
I guess I'm into it, so like,
this will be a
I'm
good
getting
clip
fed
to
into
put
it.
out about a
Yeah.
lesson on how we understand it. I mean, we can cut this part out obviously, but like this would definitely be a good clip to
I think.
do out. But
even-
yeah, so a lot of people don't know about this.
Mhm. A lot of people are using it for coding too, like.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like it's a
seen
because it has information up to 2021, so you can literally, it's like a mentor 24/7.
Right, but okay, so for like
You can learn anything through it.
so for a younger person trying to come up and whatever their craft is, I guess the main thing they could use it for is making good business emails.
I mean, that's like
Or-
that's super like specific. It's just like you can use it to learn.
Learn, okay,
'Cause
yeah,
It can give you actionable steps to take. You could have it write you a diet plan.
dope,
You could be like, yo,
dope.
like I'm trying to do this. I don't want to eat this. I want to eat this. You could be like, I'm trying to work out my arms. What are some good exercises? It's like Google, but it's filtering out like, if you Google what are good exercises to build my biceps, you have to spend time looking through all that shit. But whereas
Okay.
this is like it's giving it to you.
It's giving it to you, right?
You don't have to go.
In
That's
time.
why like GPT has replaced Google for me for the most part. Like I still use Google, but like in most cases, if it's something that like I just need a quick answer to, or like
Mhm.
I know is like pretty. I mean, it's like I'm pretty sure everybody's already. I'm sure there's probably thousands of blog posts out there about how to get a bigger chest. I'm just using that as an example, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
so it's gonna it already has all that information. So it's like, it's gonna just give it, okay, here's boom, 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 boom. All text, no ads, no, like, you don't have to go scour the web for all this shit. It's just give it to you straight up.
you're getting live information right then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, even just like, and also like as a, just an editor too, like I've used it for, like I've given it like, business plans and business strategy and been like, critique this. Where are my holes? What am I missing? Where are the flaws in this plan? And it'll analyze that and like give it to you. So it's
Dope.
it's like a mentor like 24/7 if you really use it like that. And like it saves all your chat history if you have an account too. So it's like I'll have different chats open where there are different like kind of focused on different topics. Like I have like a music consultant, fashion consultant, fucking coding tutor, like whatever,
Yeah, I actually use it too, guys, and not as probably as frequent as him, but it does. When you have an account, it allows you to, has these things you can categorize these things and stuff like that, and open it up and go back and like add to it or whatever, continue with it. But
another thing is fucking summarizing shit. So I've been thinking you could take something I did the other night was it was like a long YouTube video, and you know you can like get like YouTube has a transcript of all their videos because they do closed captions. Sometimes the captions aren't perfect, right? But if the creator didn't actually make the captions themselves, but YouTube still does a transcript of all the videos. So like you could go, there's a extension you can go and grab the transcript for like a 2 hour long podcast. So like say like you're watching this stream and it's like you go get a transcript of it, copy that transcript, put it in GPT, and be like summarize this in a paragraph. It's gonna tell you all the key points that were talked about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn,
Like,
I didn't. That's crazy. What?
That's crazy. You
Yo.
can give it a book.
Yo.
Give it a book. Be like,
yo.
And that's the thing when GPT-4
That's crazy.
GPT-4 has a higher threshold for word count. Like
Yeah.
you can only feed so many words to the free version. So, like the Plus accounts, I think they have a higher threshold for like how much you can put into it.
Right.
Before it's like, yo, there's too many words. But yeah, like if you had like a fucking essay and you're like, yo, I don't feel like reading this. Copy paste, summarize this for me.
Okay.
Boom, it'll summarize it for you.
It's dumb.
You could be like,
And it's not plagiarism, then, is it?
I'm trying to teach my.
Is it plagiarism still, or if you use that?
If you're using that summary to
Hmm.
turn in for an assignment, yeah, and that's kind of like the discrepancy right now between like the educational systems. But
But what if you just use it as a template, as a guide?
yeah, I mean, to me, I would be using that just to learn on your own. But yeah, I mean, it could definitely be used to. I'm not in school, so I don't think about that shit.
Yeah. But I see what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Using it to just to your full advantage. There's multiple things, but just kind of off the top of your dome, I guess, is what what I was talking about. Because you always have a good way of putting it, and makes me think different, make other people think different. Why'd you jump out of the live?
Because I thought they was trying to do it.
Hell no, dude. What the fuck you doing? You just sit there. What are you doing? We're chilling, dude. What are you talking about? Hey, D'Angelo.
Of course, it's still not like perfect. You know, it's been known to like, at least the free version has been known to like have. It's not always like 100% like factual.
Right.
Or it might drop a questionable nugget of information like every now and then. But I think they fixed a lot. They said that they fixed a lot of that in GPT-4. But yeah, like I was looking up which it's like these are all questions that you're gonna Google anyway. You can Google. It's just decreasing the amount of time that you got to spend to get the information. Because you go Google, it's like you're trying to find who do I want to listen to.
Yeah, the source and
Yeah.
But it's already kind of scrubbed all that information for you. And, yeah.
Now, how do y'all feel about there is some concern with, I don't know if y'all heard, but let's say you try to put in a speech about, give me a 1,000-word essay of what Trump did good in his presidency, it will kind of try to pull you away from it. Versus if you were to ask that same question about Biden, it will actually give you what you're looking for. Like, one of the worries is that people are going to be swinging the AI with a political kind of point of view of its answers. How do you feel we could better navigate those waters to someone?
Better navigate them? I mean, I don't think that's our job. I think that's
That's
job.
I think
But
that's
Yourself,
yeah,
though.
I
Let's
think
say if you was wanting to research a story, how would you think you'll go about making sure you're getting the
Well, to me, and that's what I'm saying. In that case, I'd go to the actual search engine. I'm not
right.
I'm not
I think that's
like I'm trying to like figure out if I'm doing like political research. I'm not gonna go to the language model.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to.
And then it's like, well, I'm like you said, we're looking at AI as like a positive tool. I think that the political thing is like a pull to like this negative side of AI. It's like, it's like, well, yeah, I get it. I guess if you're just trying to figure out, like, if you ask Biden that same question that you ask Trump or whatever, and it gives Biden whatever, but it doesn't give Trump's, like, I don't know, you know,
For
like
the most
like
part,
that's
the
like
system's pretty neutral.
Tyler's
Like
thing, but
it
I don't
tries to
think
remain
like
pretty
Tyler said that's like a open AI thing, but like once again, it's like
certain questions, if you prompt it, it'll be like,
you know.
that's not really in my.
Now, do you think we'll have the problems like, let's say, if you Googled a story here and somebody Googled the same story in New York, they might get a different version of what you get depending on your area. Do you think AI is going to be like that, or you think it's going to be same across the board?
Why do you ask that question?
Because if it's able to help me in my business, right, correctly, but someone else, let's say, if it takes out step 4 and 7.
No, that's not it.
Why
You
would
don't
it
think
do
it's
that?
gonna do that?
That'd be that'd be messed up. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I don't think
it's all based on the prompt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, because of course, like if you said, you know, a brick and mortar here is gonna have different requirements or different like let's say hypothetically, like marketing efforts for a business based in Arkansas is going to be different for a marketing efforts based or a business based in New York. So that's where the prompt comes in. It's like, okay, where is your business located?
Right. It's kind of like
what kind of business?
you know what
do
you know, and
run?
that
Do you use social media?
Right.
What platforms of social media do
and
you
I'm glad
use?
you said that
Are you
because
posting on TikTok or are you posting on YouTube?
Touche.
And it does have that kind of knowledge, but it depends on how you prompt it.
you know what kind of made me think about that is like I guess like as soon as you said that a simpler way to saying it is like, well, you know, houses in the South don't really have basements because of mold conditions, and houses up north have basements, you know, because they can withstand the cold, doesn't allow moisture to build up, you know.
They need them.
Right, but you know it's like the difference. Like when you build a house in Arkansas, you're not going to put a basement in it, buddy, or you're going to lose money. You know, it's you know. So it's just like that. Where do you live? What's your area? You live in the fucking desert, or you live in the middle of the woods, buddy? You know, it's two different.
Fine tuning that
Yeah.
voice. So yeah, I can definitely see it being a job. I can see it being a job.
But I think it does. Like, yeah, it just depends on just learning how to speak to the system.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a skill set.
It's got its own language, huh?
You know, I think it's important that we're learning how to use it. You know,
Agreed.
For ourselves, but also like I said, like I think that it'll be. It's not obviously like you said. There's people that don't even know this shit's happening right now.
Yeah.
It's literally the biggest technological
investment
that we've had in a minute.
And
it's gonna continue to go. Like they literally called for. They said everybody stop. They put out a message saying everybody stop. We're going too fast.
Yeah, Elon Musk is like, no.
Yeah, like
Listen.
Hey, yo.
Invest in the
You're going
SpaceX.
the wrong way.
We're going to Mars. We can't get there if AI's here. Yeah, like
Just like
that's funny that you say
like,
that.
There was a lot of big names that signed off on that That was an open global letter to like, yo, everybody that's developing AI right now, chill. Please chill for like 6 months. Let us get some things in order here. You know, so it's like it's moving very fast. I don't think it's it's definitely not gonna stop. I couldn't say.
I mean, do you think they're gonna start taking out the people that created AI, like they kind of took out the Cash App guy?
No, because I know they're talking about with number 4. It's able to actually make itself.
Doesn't
better.
that scare you, dude? Have you guys seen that video of the Cash App guy?
Number 4 is able to make itself better. It can constantly update to where it could create ChatGPT 5 and 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like.
But I mean, did you see the video of the Cash App guy?
What happened?
Like, there's a video. There's like the security camera caught him. Like,
oh, there was a video. They actually caught him on video.
There's a video. Like, he's like banging on this door to like this, I guess, business or I don't know what it was.
Like a escaped dude that had a.
No, I guess he had already been stabbed at this point, but he was just looking for help, dude. And it's like,
damn.
It's a video going around. He's like banging on the door, and then he's like laying on the ground. He gets back up. It's like, yo, what is going on, bro?
What if we get to a point to where the ChatGPT is in your live feed on the camera, meaning like it knew that someone was in danger and needed to call 911. It knew to ask for assistance, where you can go down the road, look up at any camera and say, hey, I need help. And it will automatically call or get you where you need to go.
I mean,
that's
like
crazy.
Dude, I was at a store the other day, bro.
Love you, Mo.
I picked up some medicine for my mom from the pharmacy. Went to the self-checkout. I got like a couple drinks and stuff too while I was there, but I'd already paid for the medicine, so I had it like on the counter.
Yeah.
I swiped my. I told you this, but like I swiped my because they updated their cameras at the registers of the self checkouts. Fucking, I like checked out my shit that I was getting, and then like the bag of her medicine was
What
sitting
in
on
the
this
hell,
side,
D'Angelo?
Continue.
and like I just grabbed it and like moved it over and put it in the bag with all the stuff I just checked out, and the fucking system stopped me. It was like maybe scan error. It showed me a video of me grabbing the medicine and
Yeah.
skipping the scanner and putting it in.
Oh,
the fucking
damn.
thing.
Oh wow.
And associate had to come over and like verify it essentially before I could check out. But yeah, so I mean, technology's there. It's like the implementations. There's the consequence, not the consequences.
And you gotta think too, like that's an
Results of
influx of like unnecessary calls. A dispatcher. I mean, like, how's it gonna? There's so many factors that come into how does it defer to. I don't know. That's a big leap for it, man.
Yeah, I think before.
But for this case, for what we talked about, like as far as like the open AI chat thing, man. Like I said, if anybody, or anybody that or any creator, I feel like should utilize that to their full potential.
Or at least be
You know what I'm
learning.
saying? Or learning how
they might be
how to
able to
use
utilize
it. Yeah. So yeah, that's you know what I mean. Not to like go overboard with it, but that's the main thing. In the future, yeah, I think it's going to be used for
I mean, you look at
hopefully more things like that.
We've got a lot of really crazy shit going on overseas right now with utilizing artificial intelligence technology with cameras and tracking people, tracking traffic, and just social credit and like all that type of shit. And it's a different. I don't even really want to go there. Like,
Social credit, I do not want to.
Yeah.
That's a different type of
Let's
thing.
let's bounce subjects real quick.
What's on your mind?
Well, I seen Soulja Boy. I watched that video on Soulja Boy the other day. Everybody loves Soulja Boy, man. Come on. We're literally going to be throwing an event, and it's gonna be called Turn Your Swag or what? Turn Your Swag on. Turn my swag on. Anyways, but that's not what I want to talk about Soulja Boy about. But I guess like I watched a video on him and it was funny because it was like a video of him, like and like an experience he had with Kanye West where it was like, how Kanye West took his verse off, whatever, went on what was it, Drink Champs or whatever, and talked about his verse wasn't good, and then Soulja Boy was like, yo, woo de woo, my, this is what you text me, don't be lying on the camera, and whatever. And I guess Kanye West texted him, and this was like, recently. He's like, this is Ye. Don't be talking about my wife. And then it was at the time when Pete Davidson was like, with what's her name, and he's like, you don't even have a wife anymore. That's not even your wife anymore. And like, they're going back and forth, I guess, a little bit, and then Kanye West was like, yo, I want you on Donda too. You know what I mean? And then Soulja Boy was just like laughing, and I don't know, it's like a funny moment where like, Soulja Boy was just in the mix still, somehow might get on Donda too with Kanye West.
How's he able to still be in the mix? And I don't understand why he got a bad rap. When he first came out, he said Soulja Boy. He brought back, I felt like, the dancing in the club, shit and turning up. And also, when it came to ringtones at the time, he really helped pioneer that movement. I mean, before Soulja Boy came, you used to have to like record. You had to record your voicemail, get your voicemail, record the song that you like, putting the phone up to the speaker. Yeah. And that's kind of how you did it. Yeah. And you could save it as a ringtone. That's how you did it. But when
I did that. I remember doing that.
Yeah, I remember doing that.
I remember doing that multiple times.
I feel like Soulja Boy and Chamillionaire helped pioneer.
Oh, God.
Bro, I remember waiting for my favorite songs to come on. I had a tape player, right? I had a cassette player, and I was like, I guess it had this function to where I could like record, I guess, like what was playing on the radio at the moment.
Push and record same time.
Yeah, and so I'd wait for dope songs to come on, and then I'd record them as I heard them. And I had a couple cassettes with like these just fire songs that I liked from the radio.
Did you ever make a mixtape for a girl?
I never made. No, I just did that for myself. But I think that's funny because like we kind of all did that with our phone too. Yeah. Where it's like we just, did the music up to the phone. Yeah. Like, Yeah, that was crazy. So what do you mean, Soulja Boy? So what? He made ringtones?
No, he didn't make it. He helped pioneer it. But what I was getting at is, I don't understand how he got the bad rap the way he did, though. Is it because he wasn't lyrical? The reason why we treat Soulja Boy the way we do, like.
I don't know. I like Soulja Boy, man. I don't feel like I treat him
he's
anyway.
been a punching bag lately. Let me talk about in the mass media. It seemed like he's just been a punching bag.
I don't think he's been a punching bag. I just think that I mean, okay, so like the EBT thing with Soulja Boy and that question. I mean, honestly, bro, I think that was good marketing skills, bro. I think that entertainment guy was like that street interview was like, yo, how do I, I've been saying this, break the internet, man. How do I get some shine coming through the clouds on me?
But the fact
and if it's a ray, it's okay. Just let me get one ray, man. I don't need 10. I just need one ray.
But the fact that he picked Soulja Boy kind of asked my point.
Right, and I think that was good marketing. And I don't think that he was punching on Soulja Boy. I think he just knew that it might cause a little stir, and that he would get a little recognition off of it, and it wasn't like he was punching at Soulja Boy.
But Soulja Boy is more likely to respond though.
Yeah, and I look at the video, bro, and I love the entertainment. What is it, 861 or whatever it was, 561? I don't know. Don't dog me for not knowing it, but like I look at it and like it was chopped up. So how many people didn't say that? He only posted where the people said that. So that's a part of, I know being a street interview, there's parts that I'm just, for a video idea, I just put certain parts together. And I think that was good marketing, but I don't, you know what I mean? But I don't think he's a punching bag. I think just he's feeling underestimated, bro. He's feeling like he is relevant, but we're not treating him like, he's Lil Tyler or Young Nudie relevant or something like that. It's like he's more pioneer relevant, and I think he expects, and he should, honestly, expects people to respect. Like Kanye West should be more than happy to get a Soulja Boy verse on his album. He should. I mean, is it going to be the best? I mean, come on, guys.
He wasn't known to be the best. He was known to be one of the hypest.
It was, and like Soulja Boy has his own swag, man. Like, he's gonna put Soulja Boy swag on it, and it would sound good regardless of it not being perfect. And I think this is where Kanye West is kind of messed up. Is like, man, he wants it to be perfect, and it's like, bruh, it's like, come on, it's Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't gonna be, Kanye West. A solo single with just Kanye West vocals. It's a Soulja Boy, Kanye West, whoever else you got on the track, and he's gotta.
No one's ever said my favorite verse on that remix was Soulja Boy. Like,
no one's ever said like, oh, my favorite verse is Kanye West. Some people probably.
Say that. A lot of people say that.
Soulja Boy verse all time.
Soulja Boy has fire verses though. People do say that.
Fire.
We just said it.
Pronto featuring Snoop Dogg.
Pronto featuring Snoop Dogg.
Don't freestyle cause my style ain't free. What's the lyrical criminal most have added for national? Soldier know the name and I ain't talking about masterpiece.
Come on, man.
He snapped.
and Soulja Boy, like I said, is a pioneer more than, I guess, Kanye. Like is more that artist. Just different from Soulja Boy. He's not.
Yeah.
They can't, but I feel like Kanye West should be, he's a pioneer, man. Soulja Boy is a pioneer regardless.
He is.
And even though he's not looked at like Kanye West, whatever, but he's right there with him. Bro.
I remember when he came out, everything changed, especially in the South.
I think people are just like dogging on him because
it's just fun to dog.
It is fun. And once again, it's a marketing thing. When you're gonna dog on somebody who's not gonna give you like a something.
Yeah,
he's a flare up.
He's gonna give you
a response. But I think
it makes it better.
And I think that does make it better though. Yeah. He's a real artist. Kanye West don't ever. He said I ain't never seen Kanye West throw a band up or flex a fold or put any money up. That's funny. That's Soulja Boy's.
Yeah. When Soulja Boy said Drake, come on.
Yeah.
Damn near broke the internet.
Who cut your hair? Patches? He's like, who cut your hair?
Or when he talked about the story of the home invasion, Talking about
And he hold up his phone. He's like, "Don't fucking lie."
bro, Soulja Boy.
Bro,
is
Soulja
entertaining.
Boy's real. You know, you didn't hear
Yes,
Kanye West come back on a stream and be like, "Listen, you know,
Yeah.
I ain't never even see Kanye West on a stream, bro." You know?
That's not his bag.
Yeah.
He's kind of got a lot of other stuff going on.
Yeah, that's true too.
Who?
Kanye.
Kanye?
Yeah. Do you think he's gonna have? He gonna emerge again into mainstream?
Because what if Kanye did all that just because he knew that, like,
Honest,
Soulja Boy would blow up, would make it blow up enough to where Donda had that exposure? It's almost like a marketing thing. It's like, oh, who can we get on here that, you know, and then it'll cause some stir. He took his verse off. That shit went viral, dude. Like, we'll never forget that. We'll never forget that. And when he sat down with Drink Champs, he knew what the fuck he was going to say, man. He's a smart-ass man.
That is true.
He knew exactly what he was going to do. You know, and he knew when he said that shit about Soulja Boy was like, gonna fire on all cylinders. He knew he was a V12 Lamborghini right out the, or whatever Lamborghini holds. Don't quote me on that. Probably sounded stupid as shit. But, like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. A Bugatti, handmade, just rolled out the house. You know what I mean? Kanye knew.
And see, that reminds me.
He knew, bro.
That reminds me of 50.
Imagine if Soulja Boy would have never happened. Would Donda even be that big?
It reminds me of when 50 Cent, I don't know if you've seen his book or read his book, but he had a passage in there where he talked about he dissed Chamillionaire, and him and Chamillionaire was cool. And he talked about how Chamillionaire messed up the bag by not responding and then coming up to him like, why you diss me? He was like, yo, I gave you an alley-oop. If you would have dissed me, we would have been on the cover of multiple outlets, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't supposed to be hate, it's just business.
Yeah.
So I could see Kanye and Soulja Boy doing that.
And I think about using that tactic too, man. Is where it's like using that formula where it's like, all right, man, maybe we should
Celebrity
cause
boxing.
a rift.
Yeah.
But you know, we do actually, because you know, a lot of people don't know this. A question that I want to ask Young Nudie about, you know, so and so about. I mean, I really don't want to say it, you know, on live or anything, but you know what I'm talking about. So causing that upstir, will that person possibly give a response to what, you know,
his response was?
yeah, or just like the structure of the question too. It's like, you know, it's that too, you know, and like the response, but the, you know, the overall scheme of it. You know, I think that's a big key, and I think that's what that guy showed too was. Oh man, he took the street interview thing to a whole nother level. He took like, kind of like Ty Baby's been doing. Shout out Ty Baby. With the like, would you rather do this or have air? You know, Black History Month or have air? Okay, you know, I'm going Black History Month. I don't eat air. But you know, so shout out Ty Baby. But he took that kind of style to like a new level. A little bit, I feel like, you know, and maybe there was other people already doing that before him. That don't quote me on that, you know, but for him to bring it to light, like I'm thinking of the structure now of the overall question, how it was laid out, you know, how he said it, you know, what it was about, you know what I mean, the things that it compared to, you know, you're comparing a legend in the rap game to food stamps. The comparison is unimaginable.
This is wild.
It's unimaginable. So you know what I mean? Like, it was just dope. You know.
Let me ask you a question off topic a little bit. There's talks of, you know, you heard about the verses. You know what I mean? Now they're talking about the next one being 50 Cent and Lil Wayne. If that was to happen, who you got in mind?
Okay, so let's hold that thought and then come back to that, and so when we switch topics, we'll start talking about that. But this part of the live, we've already been live for 50 minutes. Bet. So basically I want to showcase Mintweb. This is Tylo's clothing brand, guys. He's actually right here making music with the headphones on. You know, he talked about the chat GTP earlier, you know, we were talking a little bit about that. But this is his website. He makes clothes. He's an upcycler, and yeah, basically he makes custom 101s. He does a lot of other stuff too. He's got accessories. He's been working on this dope rope belt for a long time. You know, a few years now. And like I said, there you can see it right there. It says 1 of 1 small batch contemporary upcycle streetwear apparel, man. I think that pretty much says everything you need to know. But yeah, go check out Mintway, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're lit, and this shit's dope. And obviously, this is gonna be the future of clothes for sure. You know, for sure, it already is kind of. You know what I mean? I think more people, like we talk about all the time, is like more people are going towards the one of one style of clothing. You know, where more people want to be different and you know, not go with the norm, not go to Zoomies or Rue 21 or wherever, you know. And this is like the real future of like, I want to kind of say affordable designer too, because it's like, bro, like, you know what I mean? Everybody can get their hands on a rarity piece that you got rather than, you know, going, and it's kind of more means more a little bit, you know. It's a more intimate relationship with the design with the designer instead of you just getting a Gucci bag, you know. It's kind of like, it's just big factory made BS, you know. Yeah, it's got good materials and shit, but you're not.
Cristobal Balenciaga ain't even allowed.
Yeah, you ain't even getting a real connection, you know. So it's like this is like a real, you know, a real connection too with the piece. It's like you can, you know, you already know, like you
I
could.
think too, it's like a lot of that just comes into educating people on where their clothes are coming from. I think a lot of people that like buy clothes from like the mall or like that shop online at like Zara, Shein, like these fast fashion companies, they don't really. It's just there's not any consumer education. They don't really see the effects of that industry. But
Yeah.
like I said, dude, I gag. I fucking gag when I look at a lot of this shit because it's like
Yeah.
I've seen behind the just like behind the scenes like the amount of waste and
Right.
like a lot of those clothes. There's no reason something that was made 2 months ago and released on Shein should pop back up at a secondhand shop.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no reason something that was made 3 months ago should be in a secondhand shop. That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With shit that was made 20 years ago. Like it
Yeah.
should be on the same shelf. That doesn't make sense to me. It's
Yeah.
like, that just shows that there's people aren't respecting the clothes either
Mm-hmm.
because they're so cheap. There's a disconnect with our clothing. Like we just treat it like I'm not even say like we, but like it's just most people they're not caring for their clothes. There's like a lack of care for their clothes because they could just go buy another T-shirt for $5. They could go buy another. You know, if you have one pair of underwear, you gonna wash that pair. You know, you gonna wash that pair of underwear. You know what I mean? Like you gonna take care of it. You know, you got one pair of pants. Like you gonna take care of it a little bit more. But when stuff is so accessible, not to even mention like labor wages and stuff, it's just like. But that's a whole other conversation too.
Right. Right. Those, I was gonna say, you know.
You know, a lot of those companies that are like just countries. It's those people might be getting paid like way less than what we would expect somebody to get paid to like go put in 12 hours of work at a sweatshop or just a factory that there isn't like they're still getting there's still opportunity for them, still creating. Maybe they could be paid better. Probably they could be paid.
Oh yeah,
better.
100%.
They should probably be paid
better, way better.
You know, but like a lot of those people, I feel like are also like it's kind of like all they've known too. So like they're still glad to go to work for a little bit, but that's a touchy subject too, though. Cause there's a lot of people that off themselves at these plants as well. So, but I think it's just important to have a connection with the things that we're consuming. You know, it's like I think that's where we're kind of going as a whole too. Like people don't, especially like you see a lot of like these drink brands popping up that are like started by creators or like personal brands. Like, people want to invest in. It seems like I feel like we're going to where people want to invest more in people and in initiatives and purpose rather than
companies and
conglomerates. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like the fact that I mean it's like an extreme example, but dude, I saw Mr. Beast cookies on the shelf and that just blew my mind. I was like, damn.
Is there a creator that you would love to work with on a piece or collab on something?
In regards to fashion?
Yes, sir.
What was that question? Let's not fucking go crazy, man.
No,
is
there any content creators that he would like to work with and do a collab piece with?
Oh, my bad.
There's a lot of it's like a lot. You know, I've got some stuff in the works. I don't want to like give anything out, but like I've got some ideas with there's some like really cool creators just in that upcycling space that I'd love to like work with.
And honestly, I want to showcase this moment because it's on my mind and it needs to be said. Like I said, you guys need to check out Mintwave, but not only that, he's in the flesh right here. This is the guy, who's behind all of this. He was on an upcycling show in LA. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, show Fuse TV. Go check it out.
Fuse TV. The episode's out. He actually won the episode. I'm pretty sure.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry, but I think that's dope to showcase. Like, bro, from a little town in Arkansas, took this craft all the way to LA. He bought a plane ticket with the clothes that he sold to go to New York.
Oh yeah, for New York.
And he's already featured in Vogue, in a Vogue magazine, right, or a Vogue article.
Not like featured in Vogue,
but like a Vogue article, right?
It was when I was in New York. I was at a Who Decides War show just outside, kind of bulling, talking. A couple of my friends there photographing the event.
Right.
And there was this cat. Fuck, what's his name?
But
regardless, he was a photographer for Vogue.
For Vogue,
and I was just taking street photos.
Right, and I just want to showcase.
Yeah.
He was just being himself, wearing his own brand at the time, being himself out in New York, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was out in New York, and that was when you bought that ticket with the clothes you sold.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So which is crazy. So
this is a testament to what a posting a video on the internet could do for you.
Yeah, it's just all those highlighted moments, bro. It's like he's just being himself, doing his thing, spreading good energy, and that's I think that's a big representation of obviously Mintwave. You know what I'm saying? And it's all held together.
Yeah.
And it holds up.
Is there anything like from what he just talked about, the doing a TV show or getting a chance to work with someone that's worked with different type of mediums? Is there any one that stand out more that you learned from more, that you really was like, I can refer back to this moment and I really learned this and this?
Wait, hold on. Ask that question again.
Let me flip it up.
So here's like some of the if you click on the archives on the website, this is just going to be some of his looks with some of the garments. But keep going, sorry.
With your past experiences going into these, I know you do One Race. You have done TV work. You have worked with influential people. Which one can you recall that you learned something about yourself or even about your craft that you can think of just right off the top of your head?
Just something to share.
Yeah.
That I've learned from like a mentor,
like a mentor. Yeah.
You guys click shop.
Man, just in general, bro. It's just like put your shit out. Put your shit out. But I guess that comes the mentor. The words that come to my mind when you ask that question is the words "jump off the porch."
Okay.
Jump off the porch.
Jump off the porch. Yeah.
But like that could be that could be as simple as posting on your social. Like that's in this age, like that is jumping off the porch because you're putting yourself in front of new people. But I think there's merit to that.
This is so dope. I actually feel like I'm about to buy something.
You never went to the website like that, have you?
It's been a minute, so once again, guys, like I said, check out Mintwave. Sorry, keep going.
I need to update some of the headers and stuff, but yeah, I think like just
Mintwave.com. We're doing it for our family.
Yeah, we do it for our family.
We're doing it for our family.
We're doing it for my daughter.
We're doing it for my daughter's dog. Okay, it's got epilepsy. We're doing it for him. Okay, listen, we're doing it for little Ronnie. He's a little New York. He's a little New York Chihuahua mixed with a little bit of rat terrier. Okay, he's got bigger back legs than his front legs. Okay, he looks like a 1960s hot rod, but we do it for him.
I do it for the kids.
So make sure you go support. Go to Mintwave.com and support.
Nah, that's funny. Yeah, man, I think that's the biggest like lesson, bro, for me that I could give anybody, especially like anybody. Well, really anything, dude. It just comes down to content.
Come on, guys.
Now, how would you like on your first post? Were you nervous? Were you excited? How was that?
First post?
Yeah, your first of your clothes, like you're putting it out there in the world. What was that like for you? The experience?
I was just posting. I was just sharing. It's like,
well, a lot of people, like you were saying, they get scared of that jumping out the porch moment, and you had that moment for yourself. And I think
tap the in. You heard it. You want early access? Tap in. Text a number.
I do giveaways every month too, so yeah, tap in with that.
Yeah.
But
come on, man.
I feel like
Shop Mint Way, man.
It's. I mean, dude, like you gotta, like you putting art
brand
out, bro. You
story.
gotta be proud of
Come
your
on,
art.
man.
Like,
Come on, man.
Do you remember what your first post was? Like when it comes to the clothes, do you remember what item it was, or?
I mean, like, dude, my posts go back to 2017. You know what I mean? So it's like it's been a long time, but
This is so fire.
I think
dude.
I do remember one post where I was like, it was back when I was still painting on carbon. So it was like before I learned screen printing and like all that shit. It was like a time lapse of me like I'd like sourced a bunch of like old polo shirts and shit and just like was painting mint waves on the back of them. It was like a time lapse of that. And that was like the first time I'd like posted something with, and I had like my music in the background.
Okay.
So it was like, you know, it was cool.
Come on,
But,
man.
like,
This is fire,
I don't
dude.
know, I think it's just
This
like,
is so fire, bro. Wow.
yeah.
I mean, come on, bro. Dude, I mean, look, guys.
Now you do a lot of custom pieces.
Portal, I mean,
Is there any?
the fucking
When was the last time
Okay.
someone have came to you and requested a type of style? Have you ever done that to
ticker
where
at the top is gas, bro.
they kind of pitch what they want and you just make it from scratch, or are you just more of a this is
Dude,
what
I
I
love
got
that.
and to see if you like my product?
Free shipping on all orders. Free shipping on all U.S. orders.
Most-
Free shipping on all U.S.
Free.
Free shipping on all U.S. orders. Yo,
Hold on, what was the
I'm
question
so
again?
geek, dog. I'm sorry.
The question was shit, I can't remember.
sorry, guys. Yeah. What was it? Well,
I
yeah.
can't remember.
Oh, in regards to custom orders, like generally, like if somebody's coming at me for customs, they're coming at me because they fuck with my work.
Mhm.
So like in most cases, like they might have an idea, kind of like they might have like, I want some
Come
pants,
on, dude.
or I want a bag, or I want a shirt. But for the most part, people are like,
Let you just free range how you do
yeah,
it.
like
Okay.
I am pretty adamant though about asking for like some sort of inspo, just because like I want to give you something that's like really meant for you, but like. You know, I like to have like I'll go in, especially if I'm doing stuff with like artists, because I've done like I do like styling, really image building for like artists, and that's really where I sometimes get, or not sometimes, but I get a lot of just I enjoy doing that work because that's what I've done for myself. It's just like I got into clothes because I was making pieces for like a music video shoot or like a performance or something like that. So like. And some of the clients I've worked with, artist wise or performer wise, it's like I'm going in and I want to know you. Like I want to know why you're even doing music in the first place, or like whatever. If it's a musician thing, like I'm gonna go listen to your projects. I'm gonna go like I'm trying to, because at the end of the day, like, when you're presenting yourself on a video or like on a stage, there's you're showing your image for the first time for people to consume. So it's like, I always want to dig into your DNA and like why you do. And it's like, it's like I say, like we start with the why. That's why there's a why in the mint, because like if we don't start with why, then like we can't know how.
Yeah.
And having just doing that research, like just like y'all would with Nudie, like y'all are researching it like beforehand, like trying to like figure out the best questions to ask them. And so it's kind of the same process of just like digging in that case with an artist, and understanding how I can contribute my design skills to build the image that they want to build.
Now, if someone wanted to reach out for a custom piece, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
DM me, email me.
Listen, jump in the DMs.
Jump in the DMs.
The water's nice over here. You don't even need to check it yet.
water's
Just jump
nice.
in. There's already people in the water, so you already know it's nice.
Now you
Jump in.
You
Okay.
talked about a why.
Duel for Ronnie, the dog with epilepsy. Listen,
He's got 3 legs.
he looks like a 1960s hot rod at a drag race. Okay, he's got, yeah.
And you was talking about a why.
So DM him.
What is your why?
Ultimately, dude, I just want to empower people. Like this, if I could put one word to it, it's to empower people. My music, I always want to be able to give somebody something that they needed in that time. My clothes, I want to be able to inspire somebody to, like, obviously, like I'm running a brand, so like I want you to come shop with me, like, you know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, you know, some people might be, they kind of hold, like, I feel like there's two types of creators. Like, there's creators that just want to share everything, and there's creators that are like secret recipe type shit. There's goods and bads to both of those.
Yes.
But I feel like in this age, it's like, dude, everything's open source anyway. We're building AI open source, so like, why can't fashion design be open source? So I think, you know, and I feel like that's kind of been. I got a comment the other day on my post, or one of my posts on Instagram. It was like, you know, like, it's like you're influencing people to like. She was just like calling out like exactly what I'm pretty much doing. I don't think about it like that, but like
They read your play.
yeah, like when you see these videos, it's like, damn, like so many people be like, yo, you kind of like, you got me like thinking I could go do something like that, and that's the point.
That's
Yeah,
important.
Like, I want you to come shop with
motivators.
me. I want you to come do that. But like at the end of the day, there's so many clothes out here, bro, and that's why I'm really kind of big right now. I've just had this idea of like doing like, you know, it's like kind of what the tutorials and like these little how-to videos. I don't go super into detail because like that's a lot of work, but like at least showing you like, yo, you could take this button up and this button up, you could put them together, and it's a new button up. Like even that idea, some people just don't think like that.
Yes.
So it's like, damn, you could go get something that's gonna be cooler than Balenciaga just by going to the fucking thrift shop and spending $20.
Right.
That's going to charity for one. Like, you know, that's already making job. Like just because you're shopping at a thrift shop, that's already doing some good.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then plus you're taking shit that otherwise is gonna get thrown in the fucking pile with thousands of tons of other pounds of shit that's gonna end up getting shipped off to Africa because we can't hold it here.
Right.
And you've got plants out in Ghana that got
Mintwave.com shop.
just hundreds of feet of just piles of clothes. You know, it's like we can contribute to less, or at least doing our part by being creative with what we already have. And I think that's the major part of our DNA and our ethos is being resourceful. I mean, you look at our table, like you come into the studio, you look at any table, it's like this table's sitting on crates right now. This is like an old coffee table, you know, like this is two fucking tubs with a piece of plywood on top of it. Like, this is being resourceful and being creative. It's like, of course it'd be cool to have, like, I'm a designer too, so I like nice things, don't get me wrong, but like, it's just about making the most of what you got. You know
Speaking of that, going to these bins and stuff, what was a gem that you have found that you were so shocked that was even there?
No, it wasn't like a crazy gem, but it was the craziest thing because like I was looking for these fucking white shoes. I've got this thing for Converse 76, like
High tops.
high mids. They're like
With
mids.
a star on them?
Yeah, they got the star on them with the little arrow. But like, cause I had a pair of Comme des Garçons and Converse like collab, but I beat the shit out of them. So I was like, all right, these are retired. They're on the shelf now. So like I'm just gonna keep them as a shrine. I was like, damn, I really want a pair, and I had some in my eBay cart for a minute, but I just never pulled the trigger on them. And I was at the bins one day, and I literally was like digging, and there's just like a pair of fucking damn near perfectly white Converse 76. I was like, there's no way. I look inside the tongue, it's like a woman's size 9, which is my size pretty much.
Okay. Did that just slip right on?
And I was like, bet. yeah. I got them to this day. Oh God.
Okay. Now, do you have any limitations to your creations? Like, let's say if someone was to come with you with some boots. I never really see you customize shoes fully. I mean, I've seen you do a couple of tennis shoes, just making a couple of tweaks, but never like boots or low tops.
I call it a project studio, so like I don't really limit what we do. It's just, can you afford it, and do I want to do it? You know, so I'm like, I'd do a custom pair of boots or shoes, but that's just not my bag, really.
Dude, I want to tell my favorite thrift story. We're all talking about thrifting. Do you thrift? Have you thrifted? No, yeah. For the people that don't know, I used to thrift, bro, like heavy. I used to thrift so heavy. I took when the girl that I was with, I was taking up the baby's closet thrifting, like putting mad thrifted clothes in the baby's closet. Should I wait for you to get back?
No, you can talk.
Okay. There's actually been a couple of pieces, but the one that like I cherish the most, and it was like, damn, like this is crazy. I found a Corvette jacket, and if you guys go watch any of the videos, some of the videos I wore it, but
it's clean.
It's all embroidered. It was done by like a artist. who I don't know if he still makes jackets today, but that's what he specialized in, was like the big embroidered patches all over, etc. But every time I wear that jacket, I get a compliment. The jacket I paid like $35 for it. It's fire. It's just a legendary piece. You know what I mean? It's not, and I found a couple of Givenchy windbreakers. You know, I found stuff like that. A bunch of like real vintage Guess T-shirts, like the thick T-shirts and like good material, good embroidered, designs on them. And like I've actually found a lot of pieces thrifted, man.
Now, what a lot of people, I don't
It's
know
been
if y'all do
exciting.
know, is Austin here used to actually sell clothes. He used to flip them.
Yeah, reseller, vintage reseller,
Now,
thrift clothes.
in that space, what was your prized possession that you found that you was like, oh, this right here, that you may even kept it for yourself?
Like during that time.
During that time.
I mean, I kept a Guess T-shirt. I found a Guess T-shirt. Like I said, it was just blue, had an orange embroidered print on the front of it. Guess T-shirt, just real authentic piece. Kept that for a long time. Kept the Givenchy jacket, one of the Givenchy jackets I found. And I kept a couple other things too. I found a NASCAR T-shirt. Kept that. I had Dale Earnhardt, and I love Dale Earnhardt stuff. And those are pretty much the ones that stick out that I kept. And eventually I sold them, except for the Corvette jacket. That was the only thing that I've kept on to for like the last 3 to 4 years.
You've never been to a thrift shop or a secondhand shop or anything like that?
I've been to one, and that was not me like shopping. It was me with a homie, and he like flipped these pool tables and stuff like that, and they had it by the buttload.
What, as somebody that's not even really familiar with that space, like what do you think of when you like why haven't you, like, you know what I mean, like,
Well, I guess,
is there a deterrent, or like did you just not know?
I think people are deterred from going into stores like that because they feel it's dirty, and it's like unsanitary in a way,
that's not.
and I think that's the major
element.
factor of why people don't go to thrift stores, and the people that obviously shop there, etc. It has so much to do with it, and people judge that. It's
And
the
there's
judgment
also
on
a
it.
lot of assumptions. There's assumptions that
Yeah.
it's gonna be clothes that got holes in it,
Right,
stains in it,
and you might get
stuff like that.
bugs on you or something,
Yeah.
or you might. It's just that. I think that's just the stigma that's with secondhand, but
And not to
it's
mention,
not really like that. I mean, yeah, they're not washing these clothes or anything right out of the. But
but also it's keeping up with the Joneses factor. I think plays a part of it as well. Everybody wants
right,
the,
and I
the
think
fresh, clean stuff, the new stuff. Everybody,
that goes to everybody wanting to paint this image instead of be the image. Once again, everybody wants to. Well, I gotta can't be seen shopping there, or like,
Do you
it's stupid
remember
though.
when people used to keep the tags on with the hats?
Because
and the
I'm pretty
belts
sure
and all
those
that
people
shit?
do something. They do something in a way that is the same thing as going to the thrift store, but they don't even realize that it's correlate. Like, say they're doing the same thing. Like, say so they say they don't like going to the thrift store, right? Because it's icky or whatever. But they're gonna go eat at a Chili's restaurant. But the floor, they don't ever clean the floor, feel the floor when you walk on
Or
it.
the
Or, you know what I'm
floor had
saying?
a lot of thousand
Like,
people
come
mouths
on,
on
bro.
it.
Like, you ever really sit down in a booth and smelled it? Like, and know that it's just been wiped down and ain't been washed in 15, 20 years? It's the same thing. They don't even realize, like, well, it's just saying, like, okay, you're too good because it's icky or whatever, but you're going to these places.
You put something in your mouth that hundreds of people.
Come on, bro. What did that dude didn't wash that silverware the right way? You're still taking that risk. It's just like that. It's like they do stuff not even knowing that it's the same as, and they don't even realize, like, the clothes, it's sad that, and we're getting out of this, that we're not judging anybody on the clothes we wear anymore. I don't look at somebody like, oh, they're not wearing Ralph Lauren or they're not wearing this or whatever. You know what I mean?
I think some sort of judgment always happens, even if we're not conscious of it. But yeah, I don't think it's very, like, there's less of a.
With the thrift store though, that's probably why most people don't go.
Yeah.
Because of that, they think it's
I think
icky or they
also,
think
like,
it's dirty.
I think also, like, customer experience. Some people are just lazy.
Hmm.
They want the product laid right out.
Yeah,
Because
They
you
don't
got to
do-
kind of put some.
You got to put effort into that. So that's why people don't do it. That's why people are making whole living. That's why people are making salaries off of going to these thrift shops, going to these bins, and being the middleman for that shit.
Yeah.
Because there's good pieces, there's gems, but like you got to do the dirty work to go find them. You know, and that's just a part of it. I think also that yeah, just customer experience. Not everybody has the, not everybody gets the, because I'm just, like, you get a rush. Yeah, oh shit, I found the piece. Like,
Yeah.
I found the piece. Like, like when you go in, you kind of like might have something in mind, or like you kind of go in with like, man, I hope I find something like this. And once you find it, you kind of get a rush from that. But if somebody doesn't even know how to look, or doesn't even go to like, they might just go to one because they're so used to going to fucking Ross, or not even Ross. That's even the same kind of thing. But like they're used to going to PacSun, and they go into PacSun. They're like, okay, I'm looking for pants. I'm going to the men's section. I'm gonna go to the pants section. And I'm gonna look at the options that are in front of me. Whereas like at a thrift shop, or like even any sort of secondhand shop, like you go to the pants section, and then you gotta you gotta sort through all the pants. You gotta look for.
Yeah, it's like by sizes. It's not by a designer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
But I think also that's where like the arbitrage for.
And what's crazy is some of these people out here buying thrifted vintage wear, and they have a stigma. They won't go into a thrift store, but they're gonna buy a pair of vintage thrifted, But they're too good to go into a thrift store, but they're actually buying thrifted clothes and wearing them.
But we get into a society to where we don't like shopping.
It's convenience and it's customer experience, because a lot of these dealers, like me, even like, yeah, we source from these bins and stuff, but I'm taking the jackets to the dry cleaners, I'm washing them, so you're getting a clean garment.
Right.
There's a level of you just don't have to be as hands-on with the whole process. Like, you could just, all right, I ordered it, boom, shows up to my house, I got a new piece. Like, there's not, some people just don't want to have to go, or some people might not even have the time to go.
I guess, I see where the market is, for it.
Amazon shipping is big for a reason.
Yeah.
It is just crazy, think about, like, some people with that same stigma, though, that they're wearing thrifted clothes, though.
But for me, like, I started thrifting, like, I literally started thrifting in 12th grade. It was like 2014, and I got this. I remember I came back from that haul. I got a few pieces. I got this one like huge, just like 2XL or 3XL cotton, like light blue ribbed cotton shirt, just oversized as fuck. I've got that shirt to this day.
You
still got it? One of my favorite shirts. And I was like, dude, this shirt is fire, and nobody else had it.
That's dope.
It was literally like Basic Equipment was like the brand on it. It's like a Payless or JCPenney brand.
Yeah.
But they don't sell them anymore.
Yeah, it's
it's rare. It's a simple piece. It's a basic garment. Just a basic garment, but it was just so dope. And I was like, damn. From that moment on, dude, I literally haven't stepped. Like, I don't buy new clothes unless it's the homie shit.
A lot of my clothes growing up came from yard sales.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people. My mom or my stepmom, my grandma, all of them would go to yard sales, and that's kind of how I got into thrifting, was like going to yard sales. And when I was old enough, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go check this out, because I watch Paul Cantu. I don't know if you know who that is. He's just like a vintage, bigger YouTuber doing that stuff, and that's kind of what got me into doing it more too. And I did it for a while. Real Thrift Genius, man.
Yeah.
That was my vintage thrift shop, Real Thrift Genius.
Yeah, I think more and more, like, the stigma of old clothes is kind of dissolving. Like, people understand. People are becoming, even though it's still levels, and we still need more, like, people to be aware of it, I feel like, but people are becoming more aware of, like, how polluting this industry is, and how, like, kind of stupid it is to be making new clothes right now. Not stupid, because it's like, of course, like, me as a creative, it's like, yeah, like, I have ideas for, like, designs and stuff that, like, is going to be better made, like, new, but it's just being more responsible with our production. I think that's where because most of the pollution and stuff is coming from these bigger conglomerates that are making new garments, but they're making them in mass. To where they're making, it's not the small designer brand that's making made to order off their website, and they got 100-something orders, so it's like, boom, yeah, cool, we could send it to the factory, get those 100 orders pumped out. It's like, no, this is a fast fashion brand that's gonna have 100,000 of these fucking jeans made, shipped out. So it's like, I think that's people don't understand, like, the And even me, like, I didn't realize this for the longest time, but like, yo, the pollution comes from, like, all the bad shit for the environment comes from moving these things around.
Yes.
On planes
yeah.
and boats and like
The carbon
rigs.
footprint.
the carbon
Yeah.
footprint of having these things made and shit. And that's why it's also I'm proud to say that it's made in Arkansas here. Like I do all my sourcing here, or sourcing at least in the Midwest area, and like we make everything out of the studio. So there's no carbon emissions when it comes to like shipping materials and like all that type of shit. I mean,
Yeah.
like we have like little notions or like, you know, little things, but we're a small brand, so it's not near as at the scale of what, dude, Shein, I think that's
Somebody's at the door. Who's that? Carlos?
dude.
Shein,
I read
yeah,
somewhere, dude,
speak
that
on it.
They're making like,
Speak on it.
they've got an AI system, literally crawling the internet for trends. Like they're designing their clothes based off of trends that this AI is forecasting, and like they're able to go into production the next day. if they want
Right,
to.
and I think about like
That's crazy. It's super
it's
cool,
crazy.
but it's like,
cool,
damn,
but
like,
you
fuck.
know, it's like you know, it's like there's no appreciation in that. There's no there's no appreciation in that.
Yeah.
They're only thinking how to sell more faster. Let's get it out tomorrow. Let's sell 10,000 units tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, instead of, you know, like the care, the work, the understanding.
Oh God.
What you doing, dude?
I mean,
Are you scared?
Carlos right here, like he's probably got more. I mean, he's worked with brands in sustainability and stuff. So he's got a little bit of just knowledge on
Right.
just that area. So maybe.
What?
What could you tell us about sustainability
Like, what about it?
in the or like actually what is your background in sustainability? Like how did
Background?
not background, but like how did you get into like what made you like dive deeper into that and learn about it?
Like,
'Cause I remember when you came to me when we
logic.
first met, it was like
it's like, I guess in school we always talked about how when you're creating a system, you have to make sure it's sustainable. Like a machine will last. But when you think about ultimate sustainability, it's got to last long enough to like, it's got to last in a way where it's not going to destroy the earth. Otherwise, we don't have an earth. It's just, I think that's got like, when I heard that, I was like, okay, well, if we're designing things that are destroying the earth, then eventually there won't be an earth that's habitable for us. So then I was just like, okay, that makes sense. And then you hear about sustainability throughout your whole life. Like we've heard about it a long time now. So it's like, okay. And then you hear that it might not exist, and then you hear that it might not be real. So then I started thinking more and more about it, and I started reading books about it. Like just reading books.
you read books about it? What
There's a
kind of
book,
books?
All We Can Save. It's a book, like a bunch of different articles and like.
Is it on sustainability?
It's All We Can Save. It's like a book of like a bunch of, I think it's women authors only, but they just highlight different points of.
Shout out to women.
Yeah, for real. They
I
highlight.
love all women.
They highlight different things that like people are doing to help sustainability, and like, I don't know. I just think it makes sense to care about it, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Keep going.
it's like
I'm loving this.
What, like, to not care about it is really just to be selfish. But a lot of us are pretty selfish because we're caught up in our day-to-days and we really only care about our satisfaction.
Yeah.
But like once you're able to like get past that and you start thinking about the people around you, okay, it's not cool to throw that out of your window. Okay, like maybe I don't need a plastic bag. Like I still think that the way we're gonna fix sustainability is like attacking big companies that like oil companies. But like on a day-to-day level, there are certain things that I like to do that are like, okay, it's just me being conscious.
Yeah, just being more mindful of our actions. It's hard.
Sustainability is the future, bro.
Yeah,
it's like
it's a hard thing to perfect. Though,
and there's a lot of money in it too. A lot of people don't realize. There's when in that book I was reading, there's like people who had they had sea farms, so they had like a plot of land in the sea, and they were growing kelp, just like really easy to grow, right? Because kelp is almost like a weed.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they were taking that kelp and making plastic out of it for like straws and like Tupperware. So it's like as a consumer, you go to the Walmart and you can either choose between a kelp that can be like that's compostable, or you can choose like regular plastic. Now, of course, there's quality and other stuff that they have to figure out and stuff. But like, if you had to choose between regular plastic that you know is going to stay on this earth for hundreds of years, or something that you can put in a compost and then turn into food for the earth, like you would choose that. So the book was talking about how there's billions and billions of dollars in this green revolution, and we're only like starting to scratch the surface.
Yeah.
And like that company that I teamed up to make the merch, what they're doing is like taking old plastic water bottles, cutting it up into like small pieces, and then creating pellets out of it, and then extruding those pellets to create a fiber.
Wow.
And turning that into a shirt. So it's like they get the polyester shirt.
Yeah.
So you mix it with cotton to create a shirt. So they're
crazy.
upcycling cotton,
and
they're extruding.
And I
Plastic
think,
plastic
you know,
at the same time.
we are kind of in a direction of going in a more sustainability. You can see it a little bit.
A little bit.
You know, you can see it a little bit.
Education, like
Education.
Right.
why should I pick that green straw over the white straw? You know,
But then
metaphorically, like,
the book also mentions legislation. Like without legislation, it's
Ah,
gonna be hard too. Because
making
that's
it like
legislation's what
you got
takes on
to.
the big companies. Like we don't fight big companies. The government fights big companies for us because we're powerless.
right,
But
we can
these
say,
big companies control the people who are in politics,
Right.
so they control the
They
legislation.
could say like, yo, if your emissions are over this, like you got to cut something down.
We can apply taxes.
Like they can, yeah.
We can say that they need to reduce. Like we've already put stuff in place, like they have to be net zero by whatever date or whatever. But like at the same time, I feel like a lot of it is just like that's what we say that they need to do, but they're still like these oil companies still give the money to these politicians, so that they have the ultimate say over like what can and can't be like put into legislation. Sometimes they even put legislation in, like oil companies created the recycling program, and did you know that like
Just close my mind. Go ahead.
BP
Go
oil, like you know how we think about recycling and how good it is and stuff like that, and how we need to separate plastics. All that program was like created by the same company that did the marketing and advertisement for cigarettes, Marlboro. Basically, the oil companies paid this advertising company to figure out how they could distract people from the real problem, which is the oil companies, and just make them think that their individual contribution is what's the problem is. So it's like people are so focused on, oh, I've been wasting plastic, so if I recycle, I'm going to help solve climate change. When in reality, it's not. That's such a small fraction of everything that's actually going to happen. Like a lot of people talk about how like Taylor Swift was like flying so much because of her tours and all the stuff she does. She uses like a ton. She releases a bunch of carbon into the air. But they were talking about how even Taylor's enormous impact because of all of her private jet flights still are just a tiny fraction of like the impact that these oil companies have. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so
we're being manipulated.
Well, so it's like that trans, we were talking about putting people in a, when you have the power to manipulate, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
Or you understand it to a certain point, how are you going to use it?
And they talked
and
about...
I guess that's crazy that, you touch on all that right there. It's like, yeah, man, there's people out there that, that...
It's all about the bottom line.
Are using... Yeah.
They talked about how, like, cars back in the day when there was, like, not that many cars, more people were walking, like, cars started lobbying to push into the legislation jaywalking rules, where, like, you can't just walk, like, in the street because people were getting killed or whatever, but also you put laws like that into effect, it was like, now you need a car, right? And now everyone needs a car, and then they also started putting into place zoning laws where you can't just live right here. You can't just make a house right here. You have to make a house in these suburban areas that are farther away. So now you're further from downtown. So now what do you need to get to downtown? You need to get a car. So it's like not only you're taking up all this space, you're needing a car, which is really like we use most of our oil for gas.
Think how fast that I don't actually know. What was the time period for like dirt roads to interstates?
Fast.
Pretty fast. I mean, 100 years is fast. And
was it about probably like 100 or so?
Dude, fast.
That's crazy.
We were riding horses 100 and something 50 years ago.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's it.
That's crazy.
That's it. Horses. We were riding horses. If you had a buggy or whatever, I guess you were rich as hell, but shit, dude. the speed of and you know you
What's
think about
shitty is,
this.
like,
It's like you think about this, and really what it is it's people getting, you know, in those positions, and during that industrial boost of us, you know, advancing in the car and accepting everything, all these advancements that were coming, you know, it's like the dude who made the TV. The dude who actually made the TV made it in a barn. It wasn't the people, you know, the people who actually, you know, or own the rights to making the television just bought out, you know, the dude or
Yeah.
took him to court so much until he ran out of money, and then they actually got the, you know. So it's like that. It's like these people that got this power in this bigger business, they just over the years manipulated to what it really is in today. You know what I mean? It's, you know, they stayed in control.
It's crazy is the
You
amount
know?
of effort it took to build the infrastructure is not near the amount of effort it would take to organize the infrastructure.
It's like the light bulb, bro. You know, yeah, they figured out ways to keep a light on forever, but
Dude, when I drive down
That's
Towson
crazy.
Avenue, bro, and I just look at every single one of these like junkyards and like used car sales, dude, it's I just like I'm looking at that like, damn, that's all just in Fort Smith. And we small as shit, and I'm like,
yeah.
you think about like
I mean,
every
if you think about that,
location
yeah,
has a space like that where it's just like cars, old cars,
yeah.
heaps of metal that are gonna take. They're just gonna be there for damn near. Might as well be ever. It's not ever, but might as well be ever.
Sustainability is the future.
Yeah. That's gonna be there. It's gonna be there until it ends up wrecked or in a junkyard or parted out, or and then it's just, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's some reuse to it, but most of the time it's just broken up,
Okay.
not used. You know what I mean?
Do we build houses out of used cars?
Come on.
Like,
We could probably do something like that.
what could we use? What could we do out of used cars? I guess like reusing them.
I mean, really, we could.
People are
I
doing
mean,
that.
I feel like. Well, I mean, you know, you think about all the ways that you could.
But I think that's where
You-
technology too. I think we think about technology like most people think when they think technology, they're just thinking about like consumer grade technology and not like what you were just
Yeah.
talking about. Like that's a technology, be able to take kelp and create beads
Yeah.
from it, and then take those beads and weave fibers. Like that's tech.
And then but keep quality. You know what I mean? The tech is in the quality, making the quality. How do we, you know what I mean? Like you said, like, you know, yeah, it's the quality you pick between those two options, because yeah, it's biodegradable. That means
But
it's
it's
gonna
like-
fucking break up. But
It's not. Yeah, I mean, there's technology that still hasn't been created to like make it at the same level of quality. But like there will be.
Yeah.
I feel like there 100% will be, and whoever does it first is gonna make a lot of money, and then eventually, like, it just doesn't make sense to like keep destroying the earth, like, because we have, and honestly, right now it's still like people don't really. It doesn't make sense because the effects are like, we're just now starting to see some of the effects, but like, imagine 25 years from now when we like see more of the effects. People are actually dying all the time. More Hurricane Katrinas, like. More people from California just leave. California's emptied because all the earthquakes, because there's just too many of it, or just like, we see these natural disasters. Like that's what's we're gonna see. Like that's what's gonna open people's eyes, I think, right now. But we're not gonna see. Like in America, we see it a lot less, but in other countries, are already seeing it. Like there's those villages, and I think in Africa where they live in the water, like their houses are not. They're losing them because the waters are rising in that area. So they're seeing the effects of it a lot faster too.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned too, like in the U.S., it always affects people of color. Like these industrial factories are usually next to neighborhoods that are primarily people of color. And Hurricane Katrina, when it fucked up a lot of people, it fucked up a lot of people of color. It's like those are the people who get to see the effects of climate change and the most
Yeah.
more than the people who are like sitting in Congress.
Yeah.
Why were y'all talking about sustainability?
No, we were just talking about
well, we were touching on, you know, his we were talking about fashion and how his fashion is a way of sustainability. You know what I mean? Instead of buying fast fashion
It's
from
still-
Shein, you're actually getting something that somebody cared to make and took the time out and went and got it. I mean, yeah, it's not mass or and or whatever, but that's I mean, when somebody does go buy something from Shein, they usually wear it a few times. I would assume,
If
but
they're
it just
lucky,
doesn't
right?
last long enough for them to keep. And that's the part,
That, and it's just like it's so cheap that you don't mind buying it, and then if it doesn't fit or if you don't like
Yeah.
it, you just toss
People
it.
just
Yeah.
just toss it.
So like that just increase. It's like it becomes like a single-use garment, which is bro, like single-use plastics is one thing.
Apparently, a lot of
Single-use garments, dude, that's a whole different thing.
That's a lot, dude. That's crazy.
It's a lot.
There's a lot of zero-use garments.
That's like if every time
Yeah.
you woke up you had a new pair of
Shein.
socks.
I've seen.
Oh my God.
I've seen Shein shit at the thrift shop with tags on it, dog.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
apparently
The tags are still
Shein
on it.
will just like if they're got to empty out, they just a lot of their inventory doesn't even
Make
reach a
it to the
consumer.
fucking yeah.
It goes straight
It
from
just goes-
production into trash. Before
Wow.
they're like the worst at it too. Shein is.
Yeah, and that's kind of how we got on the road of sustainability.
Yeah, I think you're right though. It's like it comes down to like legislation and having certain things in place that are keeping these companies in check. We can do our part, but our part's a small fraction of the biggest of problems. Crazy.
Anyway, so you were saying
Same.
for this open
Oh, for the
for this not open mic,
This
open
event.
mic. Because I feel like what you're saying.
You know what I
open
mean,
mic has
though?
a connotation, and I 100% agree. Like when I think open mic, I think the best way to put it is like when we went to the library and you guys had there was an open mic and there was this stage and it was like a whole thing. But I'm envisioning more so just like
I think it's more.
everybody pulls up.
community-based,
Yeah,
like
pulls
it's-
up like it could be like just something intimate.
Check these.
right?
Oh, you want to go local?
No, it's just like I just want it to be more of like, oh hey, it's that time where like everybody pulls up and they show their stuff. Cause like otherwise, where are these people showing their stuff at? They're not booking venues here. Like
Yeah.
where else do they have the opportunity to showcase their stuff in
And
front of people live
like I was saying too, with
besides
like,
social media?
with like some sort of sponsorship from Plus or like any.
Oh, he said he's down. Kane said like
Just
put
like-
plus on it, put a sponsorship.
On the event we're gonna throw or whatever.
Not
Or
Nah,
does
this
it
is
what
a-
you're
this is
doing?
an open mic.
Oh, the where's this at?
At
Cousins.
Cousins.
Oh,
Music, yeah.
dope,
Second
dope,
floor.
dope,
We got
They're
the
dope,
full second
New
floor too.
location. Yeah, it's a fire venue.
dope.
But I think too, just on that tip, like
Damn, we're live for an hour and
That's
38
something.
minutes.
people want
Turn up. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I'm about to just end this. I love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with us.
I don't know. To me, it's like if
Turn
you're
up.
doing